Hey, what's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. It is your girl, Miss Honey, here for video number 3. This is the 3rd installment of the 5th season of The Handmaid's Tale. I was anticipating this episode because I had some predictions from my episode 2 review. I thought for sure they was going to mollywop Serena, snatch her tongue out of her mouth and take her baby. But, hold that thought. I thought that Janine and Esther had gone on to see the Lord. But, hold that thought. Okay, episode 3 was all over the place, but it was still a very, very, very good episode. Listen, before we get going real good, you guys already know, if you're new to my channel, you like what you see, hit that subscription button, hit that notification button. I am doing Queen Sugar. I am doing Canaan Power Book 3, Raising Canaan. I am doing Handmaid's Tale, okay? And as soon as I get a half a good second, I'm going to do Honk If You Love Jesus, okay? I'm going to do a review for Honk If You Love Jesus because I really enjoyed that movie with Regina Hall. And when I get an opportunity to go in to see The Woman King, I'm going to go see that, and I'm going to do a review for Woman King. So you might as well hit that notification bell, honey, and just wait till you hear from me, okay? Listen for my horn. All right, I'll let you know when I'm outside, okay? All right, listen, let's get into this episode 3. I don't know what it's called, but I'm going to put it down in the description bar below. I sure appreciate y'all. I thank y'all every day for bearing with me. Y'all know I'm convalescing. Y'all know I'm at the family homestead. I am not, in fact, at my own home, in my own studio. And I appreciate y'all bearing with me because I know the lighting isn't great. I know that the audio isn't stellar. Listen, but I can't not come and give y'all content. Is that correct? I can't not come. Anywho, let's talk about this episode. We're gonna talk about June last because June ends our episode this week. Okay, so we're gonna talk about June last, but we're gonna say this and we're gonna make it clear. Everybody need to tread lightly. Everybody needs to tread lightly because June is on scorched earth level. Okay, she is fully prepared to not only salt it but also scorch it. Okay, June has no problem at all letting everybody have it. Okay, she's real fragile right now, real tender. She got a hair trigger on that anger thing. Okay, she's sitting there. She got little baby Hannah's picture. That's all she got now. She don't know what color that was that Hannah had on. What color was that? Luke say, I don't know. I can't remember. I don't remember. And Moira comes in. Moira's like, did y'all see it? What the heck is going on? This is awful. What color was that? June says. Moira was like, who the duck knows? I don't know. Plum, purple? It's like, what does that color mean? Now we just seeing Moira talking to June. June tells Luke, maybe we can get in touch with Nick. Maybe Nick can help us. Maybe I can get Nick to help us. And Luke don't say nothing. Moira was like, listen, how can we get a message? And where there's this ragtag gang of bitter, murderous people just at the border. And they say they get messages through. Like I said, everybody tread lightly around June. Okay, because June got immediately upset with Moira and said, how long have you known this information and why didn't you tell me? Well, Moira said, because they crazy and you crazy. And we already having a hard enough time with your crazy. Okay, Luke is just sitting on the sofa. Just sitting on the sofa, okay? And it's apparent that he is no longer involved in this conversation whatsoever. Now, mind you, Hannah is his daughter too. Okay, but Luke spends a good amount of his time being on the outside looking in. More, we're gonna take June down there to the border to meet these people that could get a message over, so she can make sure June come back. Really, basically, and plus, no men are allowed, so Luke can't go either. I said, Luke, that's a metaphor for your life. That is a metaphor for your life. No men allowed, right? You've been on the outside looking in on this thing for I don't know how long. And even if y'all do get Hannah back, Lord willing, I pray that y'all get Hannah back, child. But even if you get Hannah back, baby, you still going to be the man on the outside looking in. You will never, ever, ever even begin to understand even the smallest degree of what women in Gilead go through. It's unfortunate because I can see that you're loving and you're kind, Luke. But I don't know. I don't know if Luke gonna last. Y'all let me know. Tell me what you think. Put it down below. Okay, listen. That's enough for June now. That's enough for June. Child, let's talk about Aunt Lydia. They at the hospital, child. Apparently, they didn't eat enough poison because they still alive, Esther and Janine. Now, they both in like a little coma, right? And Aunt Lydia is walking through there looking like 5 miles of bad road, child. She looks spotchy and spatchy and patchy all in the face and everything. And she crying and sniffling and stuttering. She go in there where Esther is, and she is so bad. Yeah. She slaps the comatose body. What you tell? Don't take much to slap Sleeping Beauty, does it? Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine, Aunt Lydia. Have your moment, right? And she go down the hall to Janine's room, and Janine is laying there looking like Rogue from X-Men. Just laid there with that patch over that eye and that fire engine red hair. It looked like she had about 6 bundles on her head, and she just said, and Aunt Lydia just thought, why, Lord? Why? My Lord, I know I ain't been good. I know I haven't been kind. I just wanted to protect the girls. I tried my best. I know I haven't always been, but if you spare her, I promise. I promise. I'ma do better. I'ma be better. Aunt Lydia, it's not about you. It actually has nothing to do with you. Huh? It's about people wanting to be in charge of their own life and living, huh? It's about them wanting to be in charge of their own body, huh? It's about them wanting to carry their own offspring and raise their own offspring, huh? That's what it's about. It's about freedom to do you, right? And not be held captive or enslaved, huh? Or tortured or abused, huh? 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 Slaughtered. Mutilated. Worked to death. Essayed. Huh? That's what it's about. It's not about you, Aunt Lydia. It's not about you. If you feel that tortured, go and get on the wall. Get on lay out at the wall, Aunt Lydia. Now, she done call the Putnams, the Putnam wife down there, basically threatened the lady, because when the Putnam baby, that's really Janine baby, when Janine baby got sick, and they couldn't do nothing to make the baby better, get the baby well. The baby down there at the hospital, they went and got Janine. Huh? Had already sought her out. They already sought her out because she was too close to the baby, and Miss Putnam couldn't raise the baby like she wanted to raise the baby because Janine was so busy loving the baby, her own child. Go figure, right? Apparently, you can't beat it or indoctrinate it out of them. I mean, who knew, right? So, they brought Janine down there, and the baby got better. So Aunt Lydia, you know what I'm saying, she done had Miss Putnam bring Janine baby down there, and maybe Janine will get better. And Mrs. Putnam, she don't mind. First of all, she been threatened. I mean, because that's how Janine got the baby to almost kill her and the baby. But I digress. She don't want to leave the baby down there, and the baby scared. The baby don't know Janine, but the baby know Janine. She got orange red hair just like Janine, and sat the baby down there, and the baby was just sitting there, and we don't know. But the Miss Putnam don't want Janine to live no way, because she know as long as Janine is alive, she gonna know that that's her baby, and every chance she get to show that baby any type of love or affection or just a little bit of, that's what Janine's gonna do. So she don't mind Janine going on to be with the Lord. She don't mind it. She just tells her thank you for your gift and speedy travels to the afterlife. And Aunt Lydia's like, she is not dead. She is still yet alive. I was like, calm down, Lydia. Okay. So, next thing you know, Aunt Lydia been keeping vigilance over Janine's body in the hospital. Child, Janine done came out of the coma while Aunt Lydia was sleeping, was outside against some sunshine. And when Aunt Lydia saw that, she was like, this really confirms that the Lord loves me, and also that I need to stay on with my job as a tyrant and a torturer and a pimp of these girls. This is confirmation that he loves me best. Really? Again, Lydia, it's not about you. It's not about you. I just want to see what this new Janine's gonna be like, because every time she goes through these traumas, she comes out just a little less well. So I'm just wondering what this what this Janine is gonna look like. And is Esther gonna make it too? We don't know. Okay, so that's Lydia, and that's Janine and Esther. Okay, for episode 3. Now let's talk about Serena. Okay, and then we're gonna talk about June, and then we're gonna be done. Okay, believe it or not. Now listen, Serena is back in Gilead, and she feels like this is the lifestyle that she deserves. And because they consented and let Fred have this state funeral, she feels like, okay, I feel like although they had a problem with Fred, they are willing to accept me in, and I have my place here. I'm sure I will eventually remarry. I mean, after all, Commander Joseph, it has not remarried. He say he don't intend to remarry, but she feel like she can talk him into it, right? And so they sitting outside in the foyer, and she goes and sits down next to him. Now, mind you, they have had in my opinion, a horrible time. She seems to have come out of that dinner at Commander Joseph's house with something completely different in mind. Now, the individuals, the McKenzies who got Hannah, they're there. So Joseph has brought Serena, Nick and his wife, okay, and the McKenzies are all there, right? The only two single people is him and Serena. Now, but Commander McKenzie is at very, very, very highest part of the men's leadership chain. He's one of the highest ranking commanders, right? So they all kind of are under him, Nick, and Joseph. And so they all sitting around the table. Now they didn't left Tuello outside. Tuello can't even come inside because they consider him to be a spy. And she feels like, okay, they bringing her in, but they leaving Tuello out. That means that they consider her to be back in the fold, okay? And she asks about, no, the McKenzie's bring up Hannah, and they reprimand her. You know what I'm saying? They got some slick, shady words for her too. Yeah, our daughter is safe and sound and doing no well, no thanks to your antics and your request. It really put her more in danger. And they let her know that June is the one that killed Fred. Okay, this the commander not talking. He basically taking over the whole dinner. Now he also tells her that June is a cancer and they want her cut out, and it don't matter that Hannah knows that she's got a biological mom. That they want her gone because she is, as long as she's alive, Hannah is a threat. She's a threat to Hannah, right? How dare she want her own child back? No wonder y'all didn't want Tuello there. Because you sound stupid. You sound dumb, okay? And hideous AAF, all right? I digress. So when Commander Joseph says that he's not planning on getting married, and then Commander McKenzie tells him, well, you ain't going to be in no type of leadership that means anything unmarried. No man is taken seriously without a wife. Okay. And he was like, okay. And Serena's like, okay, all right. So later on, they sitting in the foyer, and she tells him that she's sorry to hear about his wife, and she was a great presence, and she is sorry for his loss. And she was very fond of her. And he said, well, I'm sorry, I can't say the same. I like Commander Joseph. He told her, he said, I'm sorry, I can't say the same. She ain't like you at all, Serena. It's okay. Serena's on a mission. So she's like, oh, he's so active after I eat. And reaches over and grabs Joseph's hand and puts it on her belly. And he is just enamored with how the magic, the wonder of pregnancy. And then just, it's just, And so, and she was like, and should you ever want to get married, you know what I'm saying, the family is right here, a beautiful wife, statuesque, who knows the ways of this land, and also you don't have to worry about a baby, I'm carrying a baby. She don't say that, but she alludes to it, right? She wants to ingratiate herself with him. Later on, when she gets back to the hotel, she tells Tuello she wants to speak with him. Now, it's a lot of stuff brewing, but because Serena is so self-centered, she don't see it. But it's a lot of stuff brewing. One of the number one things that's brewing is the fact that Nick is worried about Serena. He's not worried about, he's worried about June. He's not worried about Serena. He's worried about June. He tells Tuello when he sneaks off for a minute and talks to Tuello and tells Tuello that don't tell June that I'm married. I want to tell her myself. And Tuello said, have you thought about what I asked you about coming over to the Canadian side and being a spy? And he was like, no, I can't do that right now. I can't do that right now. He can't do that right now because it's so much going on that he needs to stay there in order to be able to let June know what's happening. And he is a part of the movement, quiet as it's kept, the movement, the rebellion movement, but he's not going to be effective on that side. He'll be more effective, he feels like, on this side. And his wife has got his back on all of this. Rose was a just a consummate lady at the dinner. Charming. She brought a gift for Serena. The whole nine. She comes from a very affluent family within the commandership. Her daddy was like a head honcho back before he retired. He's close with Commander McKenzie. Commander McKenzie's got a good eye on Nick, right? And a good eye on Joseph, Commander Joseph. It's almost like he is on to them almost. You know what I'm saying? He done caught up with their shenanigans or whatnot. But Serena Joy don't care nothing about all that. Commander Joseph seems like he got something going on. Maybe I can slip back in the hierarchy if I get Commander Joseph to marry me. Okay, so she calls Tuello in, unaware of everything that's going on in Gilead and how people are moving and how she needs to be careful and be aware. Now, up until this point, I still think they gonna mollywop her, cut her tongue out, and take her baby. You know what I'm saying? And make her a baby machine, just hook her up to a whole bunch of milking machines and just You know what I'm saying? Like the queen in the ant farm. In a beehive. Not me. Not Miss Honey. Miss Honey don't do all that. But listen. But up until this point, I'm nervous for her. But she tells Tuello, listen, I'm not going back with you. Now, he was in her room prior to the dinner, and she said, you can't stay too long because the Hotel Marthas will go back and report, and I don't want, my good to be evil spoken of. And he was like, oh, you're worried about what they think about you? Even though you leave? And she was like, I'm concerned about, how I represent myself here, basically. You know what I'm saying? She don't answer it, but she answer it. And so now she telling him, listen, I don't have long to talk. I just want to tell you real quick that you're welcome to go on back, get on the plane and go on back. I'm going to stay here. And he was like, why would you stay here? And she was like, this is where I belong here. This is where I can get my rightful just desserts here. These people know me. I'm respected here. And I think I just want to stay here and raise my child in an environment that I am sure is going to scar him and wound him for life. Basically. And he was like, Serena, I just don't, if this is what you want, okay. And she was like, yes, it is. Thank you for all that you've done. He's like, you're I don't know how you're going to stay here and you're not married. And she was like, oh, I have a feeling that will change very soon. He was like, you're already getting married? She was like, no, of course not. I'm still in mourning. Okay, but I am going to walk right up to your face gently and softly, like I'm going to kiss you on your lips and kiss you on your cheek and hold my lips there for a few minutes as I breathe on your cheek and then lift off and look at you in your eyes longingly. Thank you for all that you've done. Okay. And he was like, I don't understand. It's a knock at the door. She walks past him and away from him because she don't even want to look like she have nothing going on with this man, because she know these hotel people here at Gilead, they're going to be talking to the commanders. And so when the guy opens the door, he sees Tuello standing. He's like, oh, okay. And she was like, yes, he's just leaving. How can I help you, sir? And he said, oh, you're wanted at the council tomorrow. And she was like, oh, did Commander Joseph set this up? And he was like, I don't know, ma'am. I just know that you wanted at the council tomorrow. And she is like, okay, I'll be there. And then she tells Tuello, gather your things and go, honey. This is my moment. This is my time to shine. And so she goes the next day, and she's waiting there in the foyer, okay, at the council hall, and in comes Commander Joseph, and Commander Joseph says, Serena, she says, oh, did you call this meeting? And he says, no, I didn't call this meeting. I was called here just like you were. This is a council meeting. And she says, oh, because is there anything wrong? Is there something going on? And he was like, I don't think so. As far as I know, this is the regular meeting, and she was like, oh, because I thought maybe you know, and he was like, Serena, I don't know what it is you want from me. I'm not sure. What is it that you're asking of me? And she was like, uh, um, well, no, nothing. I was just, what are we talking about again? And he was like, I'm sorry, Serena. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. And he walks off and he's sitting on the council. He act like he was just an in attendance child. He was sitting on the council right next to Mackenzie. And Serena standing there in that little half moon shaped judgment booth that she was standing in when they told her they was gonna cut her finger off. And there she is with her hands folded and that pinky just, that long pinky just hanging down, you know. And she gonna say, well, uh, uh, oh, oh yes, uh, you know, they say, listen, we don't think that you're gonna be best served staying here. We would like you to be an ambassador, if you will. Liaison, liaison. Okay, for us over in Canada. Okay, we got some affiliates over in Canada. We just want you to be our eyes and ears in Canada. In other words, we sending you the double spy on them while they triple spy on us. Okay, and she was like, I feel like, I feel like my place is here. And they're like, actually, we don't like the whole look of what you got going on here. And if you stay here, it's going to interrupt the things that we got going on here with our own girls, right? We got our wives just like we need them, right? We got our wives, okay? And we got our women brought in that we can ravage and grape however we see fit. We can't get these wives to thinking that they can produce their own babies. We cannot get these wives the idea, okay, that they can produce their own offspring and that in fact we don't have to continue raping women. So yeah, we're gonna need you to take you and your ever-growing baby bump back to Canada. And she is like, well, I'm gonna need a staff and an extensive budget and security for me and my baby. They were like, oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Now she get on the plane and she is looking, I tell you, she got so much egg on her face. This is crushed, right? Because Tuello is like, oh, hey, they told us to hold the plane. She was like, never you mind. Never you mind. She get back there to the city, baby. Her people waiting on her affiliates, child. They got candles lit and they got tears running down and all of that. They taking her back to the detention center. But she knows the paperwork gonna be filed and she's gonna have a nice estate and she's gonna be well taken care of. And she gonna be doing some spying. But before she get a chance to do that, on her way from the airport, okay, she gets a nice surprise. But never you mind, let's talk about June, okay? June is our last for this episode. Listen, baby, June went around there and talked to the lady who can carry a message for her. And the lady said, you June Osborne? She said, yeah. She said, I thought you was taller. June said, yeah, I get that a lot. She said, well, I also want to commend you for all the bravery you did, saving all those kids, and I'm a part of the women that you guys exchanged Commander Waterford for, and I just want to thank you so much. You've done so much for so many people. And June said, yeah, well, I guess I was just lucky. June don't really count all that. She's not gonna count herself successful. She's not gonna put a win in her own corner until she get Hannah back. And shout out to all my honeybees that really pointed it out, that she wants to be punished for the fact that she didn't get Hannah out. She is really feeling a lot of guilt and angst over that. I appreciate y'all pointing that out because I think it's important to keep that front and center, especially as we go through and look at how June moves out throughout this season. Now, the woman said, why do women who are successful and good at something always say that they're lucky? You know, why do we feel the need to call it luck, right? Okay, it was a good moment. I love that moment, right? She brings them back. She takes them down these long winding roads. Trust me, June know how to get back there. I don't care how many times they wound around. June said, when she got there, she saw how they had everything set out. They had an American flag. They had guns. It was a whole camp. The girl was calling it a small camp, but it was still a good camp. And the way they communicated through satellite phones. She said it's gonna take a while for us to get a message to your boy, but it can be done. Meanwhile, June and Moira helping out around the camp. You know what I'm saying? They got food. They got to cook. They got to sew covert messages and maps and stuff inside the clothing. They put different things, medicine, poisons, all types of stuff when they trying to kill off. This is war. And they trying to kill as many commanders as they can, right? All women. June is just learning a little bit about how they run their camp. And when the girl mentions that they're Mayday, and she was like, Mayday? They were like, yeah, Mayday. I hadn't heard Mayday since season 3, season 4, season 3. Okay, remember when June was at the Eyes Wide Shut party? No, that might have been season 4. And yeah. So it's been a while since I heard Mayday. But June said it was so much going on, they didn't believe it was true. They thought it was just something that they made up, Mayday. But it's a real thing. And Mayday is just like, we know that Mayday is like a cry for help. But at the same time, this girl was saying Mayday could be anything. There's Mayday everywhere. You know, there's different factions of Mayday. Just like the Underground Railroad, it could be a couple with a small house in the woods. It could be, you know, a few Marthas here, a few Marthas there. It's all a part of the rebellion. And all of this is just kind of charging June up. And Moira can kind of see it, right? When there's a kerfluffle outside, they run outside, they got guns on a man, and then there's a girl that runs out of the woods, a young girl, and she's like, let him go, let him go, let him go, let him go. He was trying to think of what the password was, child, and he didn't have that password. They was finna shoot him dead. Well, she runs out and she said, he saves me, he saved me, he's my friend. Basically, he done walked her from Gilead over there. And she hugs him and goes on, and he says, okay, I'm going back in. And June is like, wait a minute, you going back in? And the look on Moira's face was like, don't do this, June, don't do this, June. And I know my heart was like, don't do this, June, do not do this, June, right? Because I thought for sure she was going to be like, get me back in. I was like, no, June, you can go back in, baby, but you got to have a plan. You got to have a plan. If you ain't got no plan, sis, if you ain't got no plan, I wouldn't go into Gilead. Not right now, baby. Your face is too well known. Okay, so anywho, they got to get up. They got to get back. Okay, June first talks to Nick. She talks to Nick on the phone, and she tries to ask him about her daughter, Hannah. He tells her she's fine, she's doing well. I talked to the McKenzies. They're very upset with you. There's a huge bounty on your head. You need to be careful. And she was like, what does the purple outfit mean? It means that she's going to the next level. And June is like, oh my gosh, she doesn't understand what the next level is. And he says she's going to a new school, a school just for for you to learn, for the girls to learn how to become proper wives. And she's like, a wife? Yeah, she's ready. Like, she's at that age where she can learn to become a wife. Now, mind you, Hannah can't be no more than 12. If she 12, she can't be no more than 12. Maybe 13. And they talking about she ready. She ready. I don't understand it. I'm so confused by it. But okay. So is June. and she still feels that sense of panic. They take a nap after. I mean, she's crying. He tells her that she's married. He's married. And his wife's name is Rose, and he can't help her like he used to help her. He'll try wherever he can, but he can't help her like he used to help her. And she says, well, can you get transferred to where she's going to be in school so you can keep an eye out for her? And he tells her, no, I can't do that. I got a wife. I got a responsibility now. I cannot do that. Plus, I got to stay alive. I don't know if you know or not, but Mayday ain't just you. Okay? Mayday isn't just to help you. Mayday is helping people all across these here lands. Okay, June? Okay? And she was like, you know what? You just go and you just try to be happy. Okay, then you just try to be happy. Moira walks up. Moira's like, what's happening? She was like, nobody can help me save my baby. And I can't protect my baby. I was like, y'all best leave June alone. I don't know why Gilead don't go on and leave June alone. Let June be. Get June back her baby and let June be. Because y'all ain't going to be able to rest until y'all get June her baby back. Okay? June finds out simultaneously that Serena, okay, is coming back to Canada. She coming back to Canada. And then she was like, she coming back? She thinks she going to come back to Canada and be here living in peace? And I'm here in Canada? Okay. This gives me a reason to go back. This the only reason June went back. Because she was yay close to jumping that gate and headed for the Gilead border. Okay? But she hears Serena back. She going back too. Now, Serena has arrived. She's driven through her crowd of crying, dedicated constituents. Okay, and she on her way back. The driver's like, it's good to have you back. It's a beautiful night. And she's like, yeah, it's a lovely, lovely night. When all of a sudden, the way they was going was blocked by a car with the lights. And she is like, what's going on? What is this car? They need to back up so that we can continue to go on. And the driver's like, I don't know. I don't know what's happening up there. I'm not sure. Next thing you know, the window next to Serena, June is like, poof. And Serena's like, oh. She was like, do not ever put your hands on my baby again. Okay? And Serena's like, driver, get us out of here. Back up. And June said, poof. Don't you ever put your hands on my baby again. Touch her again. And Serena Joy started backing off. June stood in front of that car like, I said what I said. And I meant what I said. Okay? I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. Okay? I'm coming for your edges. Alright? I'm coming for everything. Everything you love and hold dear. Okay? I will scorch this earth. I will salt every piece of land until I get my baby back. That's how she was standing there. Oh no, this fight ain't over. This fight ain't over. I may not be able to get the Gilead, boo, but I can get to you. And that's how the episode ended. Boom. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen in episode 4. I'm not sure. Okay? I would like to see, ideally, Serena, Joy, and June work together to take Gilead out. But see, I see Serena Joy ain't there yet. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Tell me what your predictions are. At least what you think is going to happen with Serena Joy and this baby. I'd love to know. Put it down below. And until next time, honeybees, I'll holla.